This is Sapphire Beach in St. Thomas.
Today, we're visiting one of the most talked about beaches in St. Thomas. From its crystal clear water and views of St. John to the crowds, the cost, and the overall experience, we're spending the day at Sapphire Beach to see if it lives up to its reputation. Is Sapphire Beach actually worth visiting? Let's find out.
And a beautiful morning on board Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas here in St. Thomas. Today we'll be checking out one of the nicest beaches that St. Thomas has to offer, and that is Sapphire Beach. Now, Sapphire Beach is a bit further away than Megan's Bay Beach that a lot of people tend to go to, but it's also one of the most relaxed beaches, has the clearest waters, and it's also great for snorkeling. With that being said, let's get off the ship, find a taxi, and head over to Sapphire Beach.
If you're riding by cruise ship, getting to Sapphire Beach is pretty easy. If you're sailing with Royal Caribbean or Celebrity, those ships dock at Crown Bay, which is about a 30-minute taxi ride depending on traffic. If you're sailing with other cruise lines, you'll most likely dock at Heavenside Cruiseport, which is a little closer. From there, the drive to Sapphire Beach is typically around 20 minutes.
So we docked at 8 o'clock a.m. this morning, and we have until 8 o'clock p.m. So pretty much almost a whole day here in St. Thomas, which should give us a good amount of time and check out Sapphire Beach. Welcome to St. Thomas. Enjoy your stay. And taxi is this way. So taxis to Sapphire Beach, or any beach in general, are going to be located between this yellow building and this purple building. So we're going to go between these buildings and then make a right, and then the taxis should be right there. And right here is another taxi sign that says taxi this way, so we're going to make a right. Even this guy's excited for Sapphire Beach. Look at him. And we are finally here in the taxis. Right here you'll find the prices for the taxis, and it looks like Sapphire Beach per person is $23. For 2 people or more, it is $17.
We didn't have to wait too long, and after about a 30-minute drive, I finally arrived at Sapphire Beach. Just arrived to Sapphire Beach, and they do have taxi services over here, so when you're ready to go, you just go to this little stand over here that says taxi service, and from here you can grab a taxi when you're ready to go. Here by the entrance you'll find the beach rentals equipment prices. There's a nice little store here that sells coffee and ice cream. And we can go this way and check out the beach. And we are here. Look at that view. Once you arrive, you'll find the beach rental shop nearby with signs making it easy to locate if you're looking to rent chairs, snorkel gear, or other beach equipment. Just purchased the beach chairs, which is $15 each, and now we're going to get out the store and make a left and grab the chairs. Once you've rented your chairs, just make a left while facing the ocean and you'll find staff nearby who will help get everything set up for you. There aren't any umbrellas available here, so if you're looking for some shade, I'd suggest picking a spot near the larger trees. Chair rentals are generally limited to a designated section of the beach, but if you're bringing your own towel, you're free to set up just about anywhere along the shoreline. It was still early in the morning, but the beach already looked beautiful with its crystal clear turquoise water. Just got my lounge chair set up, and they do give out this colored wristband that you see here when you purchase the equipment such as lounge chairs. You do have to wear this at all times while you're at this beach. That way they can confirm that you purchased the lounge chair. But yeah, this is the beach here so far, and I gotta say it's really nice. And out in the distance you can see the little mini islands, which makes for a great photo opportunity. One of the things that immediately stands out about Sapphire Beach is just how naturally beautiful it is. The beach itself is public, meaning anyone can come here and enjoy everything it has to offer. What I really like most about it is that it doesn't feel overly developed. Instead, it feels like a place where the scenery does most of the work. Everywhere you look, there's something worth taking in. The beach is full of views, and out in the distance you can see the island of St. John. Snorkeling is also very popular here, and if you don't have your own gear, you can easily rent equipment from the beach rental shop. One of the biggest reasons that people come to Sapphire Beach is the snorkeling and the relaxed vibe that this beach offers. It's one of the best spots for snorkeling, and it also saves you money on an excursion. If you're looking to do an excursion here in St. Thomas, you can just come to Sapphire Beach and you can just snorkel here. I decided to check out the water for myself, and once you step in, you'll notice a fairly quick drop off and a few rocky areas near the shoreline. The water temperature was absolutely perfect, and while the strong winds made the water a bit choppy, it was still very enjoyable.
Just got off the water, and the water was pretty comfortable. It didn't feel cold, but the water is a bit on the wavy side due to the high winds today. Normally the water here is on the calmer side, but today is just one of those days where you just don't know what you're gonna get.
As the afternoon went on, Sapphire Beach started to get noticeably busier. There are several bars and casual food spots located right along the beach, and by this point in the day, many of them were packed. If you're looking for a cold drink, a quick snack, or a full meal, you'll find plenty of options within walking distance of the sand. You can either sit down at one of the nearby tables or take your food back to the chair and continue enjoying the beach. Compared to the quiet morning hours, the atmosphere was much more lively now, with most of the lounge chairs occupied and visitors filling much of the shoreline.
Do keep in mind that during the midday, this beach does get a little bit busy, but the beach stretches long enough that you can usually find space here, especially if there's a lot of ships in port.
Behind the beach, you'll find several beachfront resorts and vacation rentals, along with a few lawn games like Cornhole that anyone can enjoy. There's also a sand volleyball court that's open to anyone looking to play. You also see signs posted around the beach showing where the coral reefs are located and reminding visitors not to touch or stand on the coral. These guidelines help protect the reef and the marine life that call this area home. Now that we've spent some time here, let's talk about the pros and cons of Sapphire Beach. Starting with the pros. The water here is absolutely beautiful, with different shades of blue that almost don't look real at times. The snorkeling is another major highlight, especially since you can access it right from the beach without needing a boat tour. And of course, the views looking out towards St. John really help make this place feel special. As for the cons, the biggest one is that Sapphire Beach can get noticeably busier when multiple cruise ships are in port. If you're hoping for a quieter beach experience, that's definitely something to keep in mind. Another minor downside is that some areas near the shoreline can be a little rocky, so you may want to watch your footing when entering the water. But overall, the positives here easily outweigh the negatives in my opinion. But before you visit, here are 3 quick tips. Tip number 1, try to arrive as early as possible if you want the best chair locations. Not only will you have more options, but you also get to enjoy the beach before it gets busier later in the day. Tip number 2, bring your own snorkel gear if you have it. There's plenty to see in the water, and having your own equipment means you can jump right in whenever you're ready. And tip number 3, make sure to bring some cash along with your credit card. Credit cards are accepted for many purchases, but having cash can be helpful, especially for taxis. After spending most of my day at Sapphire Beach, it was time to make our way back to the cruise port. Finding a taxi was easy with plenty available nearby. Just keep in mind that the ride back can sometimes take longer, especially if you're heading to Crown Bay where Royal Caribbean or celebrity ships are docked, as drivers may stop at the Long Bay cruise port first before continuing on.
Just made it to a cruise port, and I gotta say the ride from the beach to the cruise port feels like forever, just because the van has to make numerous stops to drop people off. So it definitely feels like a good hour just getting from the beach to the cruise port. But I'm finally here, and let's go and explore the port here. So right here we have the brand new Celebrity XL cruise ship parked right next to the beautiful Star of the Seas.
We're actually going to go out in the top deck and check out the pool. I'm really curious to see what the pool looks like at 3 o'clock p.m. here in St. Thomas, since the ship doesn't leave till 8 o'clock p.m. tonight.
Oh boy, it looks crowded over here. I didn't expect it to be this crowded here today. Look at that crowd. Yeah, definitely didn't expect the pool to be this busy here today at 3 o'clock p.m. Going up to deck 17. But here's another live look of the main pool area. Look how crowded that is. That is insane. Here's a live look of Celebrity XL, the brand new Celebrity cruise ship. Looks really beautiful. Let's go and check out and see what the adults only hideaway pool looks like. I'm sure it's going to be just as packed. Wow, I'm actually very surprised. There's like no one here. I would have expected this area to be really popular compared to the main pool area, but this one is actually not that bad right now. I'm finally here at the Pearl Cafe waiting for the ship to depart St. Thomas, and look at this view over here. So the question is Sapphire Beach worth visiting in St. Thomas? I would say yes, especially if turquoise water and snorkeling matter to you. But do keep in mind, if there are a lot of ships in port, Sapphire Beach could get pretty busy. I would advise to check out the cruise port schedule for St. Thomas, that way you can know how many cruise ships are expected to be there. For my trip, there were 5 ships total in port today, which is on the busier side. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this tour review of Sapphire Beach and St. Thomas. If you guys found this video helpful or useful, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I really appreciate it, and help the channel. Until next time, see you in the next video.